My name is Eleanor Dubinsky, and I'm truly honored to be part of this project with you. You are the creators of this song all together.
All of our loved ones were not their addiction. They were much more than their addiction. And so maybe this song is for them.
Do we want the song to empower people to talk about it?
The stigma is so great that it isolates people in a way that they don't even share, even with people sometimes that can relate.
Definitely.
Maybe we're almost singing it to them to let them know that we recognize that, and maybe in some way that could help reduce the stigma. And it all kind of boils down to love, right? You grieve so deeply because you loved so deeply.
None of us are songwriters, none of us are poets. There's no rhyme or reason, but we did capture a lot of thoughts that resonated, I think, with most of us.
I hear your voice in my mind pushing me along. Why could my voice not give you strength, but yours gives me so much?
As we heal, I think that the person is obviously physically absent, but the spiritual presence is even better than it was. And I'm just throwing that out there. Something about presence and absence, and an apparent absence, which is really a different kind of presence.
That's a really powerful juxtaposition, Kirk. I think
That is.
As we know that they are still energy and they're not completely gone. We still need their light. We still love them, and to us and to others, they are still here.
You know, these visual images that we can paint, like the candle on the table or other things, they really bring us into the room.
I'm going to say Kirk became the scribe unknowingly, so we're just going to turn the floor over to him.
I see you come night, for sore eyes a sight. A sore heart takes comfort, too real for a dream. Your voice, I still hear it. The song of a spirit, the lyrics are hope, and love is the key. A new conversation, no more fabulation, open and straight and honest and free.
Are you at peace? Are you able to play your music? Are you watching me? I think you all know what I mean, whether it's a sibling or a son or a daughter or a mother or father or aunt or uncle. I want one more look at you. I want to spend 5 more minutes with you, or 1 minute with you, or I just want to
10 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to have one more chance to hug you, to say I love you.
Yeah, that's good. That's great, Cal.
I love that verse, actually. Are you at peace?
Someone came up with the empty chair idea, and I still like it. And I'm thinking,
too.
you know what? It fits right in with Darlene was reading.
They're not physically gone from the world, but they're gone from the table.
Sometimes they're in the heights of the addiction. Sometimes they are physically at the event, but they are
Not there at all.
But they are not there, even though there's someone in that chair. They are not there at that moment.
Exactly.
So there's kind of a fading away effect.
We missed you before you were gone, but we thought you'd return. We hold your space then, and still we do.
And if you could fit in somewhere about the empty chair, but we know you're still there, that puts a positive spin on that empty chair. You know, looking for signs, always looking for signs.
It's every way you possibly can.
Oh, yeah. You look in the sky through, like, looking at things that appear, dimes and feathers. And
whenever I see a cardinal, I always say, "Hi, Jonathan." You know,
I was talking to a bird yesterday, so I can think of myself talking to a bird. I said, "Oh my God, I'm talking to birds now." But
I'll turn the radio on and go, in my head, I'll say, "Okay, whatever button I push is the message you have for me today." And sometimes it's really spot on.
I wonder if there's some version of the way that hope changes, though. Before, there's this hope just is. I mean, it's not even, you don't even realize it. It's just there. It's almost like you're dripping with hope. I mean, your child's young and born and all is well. And the addiction comes and it's like, okay, you go in between hopelessness and hope and struggling for hope and desperately trying to find hope. And then there's a point when your loved one dies when it's like, you don't feel like hope exists. It feels like almost like hope died with them in that moment.
In the big picture of things, that moment in time when he passed away, that hope just was gone, just gone.
And then it kind of comes back, but it's different now because it's almost like it's not that naive hope that may have once been there. It's almost like a deeper, more real hope.
But the hope totally, you're right on it, Glenn. It just totally shifts.
Begin to see the world through their eyes. We see the possibilities, and we wonder if they see those same possibilities in themselves.
Back to that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, we love, the part that isn't, struggling.
Is it Mr. Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Mr.
Hyde?
That's so, yeah, spot on, as they say, yeah. That's how I described it many times myself.
I know I would speak to a lot of friends and everything, and it's like, don't worry about the stuff you're struggling with. Love them for who they are when they're with you.
Amen.
The guilt that comes with this disease, that weighs heavy also on the processing our grief, the stigma, all of that. Why did it happen to us?
As children, when they fell, they would come to us to fix it. And we hope that as they got older, they would still come back to us when they needed help. Because I think whomever your relationship is, I think a lot of it is some of our, I don't know, grief is the right word around it, is that we couldn't fix it.
And I think the hard part with the triggers is just it could have been the wind blowing and there's a thought going through their mind of, damn, I wish this wind was for me. And the change is so easily.
In the embrace of your memory, I find strength to live. A broken heart has love to give. You're sort of repeating what's in the other one, but in the other one, you're saying each color depicting the way that you lived, but this one's flipping and talking about the way that we're living.
There's a peace that exists for them, that their pain is gone, no matter what someone's spiritual or religious or those beliefs are, that concept that that they're no longer at pain.
No, I wasn't able to take your pain away, but in my heart, you'll always stay, type of. My hope continues since you've gone, that your life story continues and helps others go on. That's it. So.
I think that's great, Aileen. I think that's really good.
Things unsaid, bridges burned, but I hope you see how much I've learned.
I hope you see how much I've learned, and we just let it float. And then there could even be some, cello, accordion, and then we come back to that last phrase. How does that sound to you all? Sound okay? Everyone's nodding.
Sounds fine to me.
I love the way he said, I hope you see how much I've learned, because we didn't know what we know now when they were here. And I think that's a really huge concept, about the after process, if that makes any sense to anybody.
That is so, so true. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah, so
And
true.
I think we've heard that in all of our groups.
Yeah.
Right.
That we know more now than we did. Yeah. And
Yes.
not only about the disease, but I think just grief.
Yes. Yes, Deb. Like, what did we know about grief, right?
Nobody tells you how to navigate grief.
That's for sure.
We're still grieving. Obviously, we're all at different stages.
It feels like a pain that I never want to go away.
I didn't know that I would ever be able to recover from my grief.
It's like a river.
Right.
Grief is
not a
like
bad
river.
word.
I like that.
Write that down. Yes. Write that down, Eleanor.
Grief is like
It
a
really
river.
is.
Or an ocean.
It is. It's a, yeah.
Right.
It's that
Yeah.
ever-changing thing that grief is like, I think that until you've lived grief, you think grief is a singular emotion. You think it is a singular thing.
Right.
And then when you live it, it's kind of like, Deb, like your counselor said to you.
Anything that you feel will be grief. And I held on to that. Like, I just felt those words. Every time I felt like I was going crazy, I'd say, it's just grief. It's just grief.
I'm ending with even a broken heart has love to give, the landing place for the song.
The word even, it feels to me a little bit diminishing. Instead of saying a broken heart has love to give. I mean, it's not even, it just, to me, it just is a fact.
I don't think it needs any kind of a modifier.
It's more of a statement than an afterthought. And I think the way you worded it, just taking out even, it's perfect.
A broken heart has love to give might be a good title for the song. So no matter where someone is in their grief journey, that's a comforting thought to realize that, at least in my opinion, to realize that you still have that love.
A broken heart has love to give. A broken, and then we would maybe repeat that. We have to feel out the length of it, because we could do both of those, or we could just sing that and then repeat a broken heart has love to give a few times. A broken heart has a love to give. A broken heart has a love to give.
I think the one thing that changes that lost hope when they die into a renewed hope to do what we do to help others who are grieving, to help others who are struggling, I think the one thing that changes everything is love. I think the love that we have for them lives on, and that's what can turn the despair into hope and gives us the push. Right. I never in a million years thought I would be doing anything like this, or public speaking, or doing any of the events that I do. And I just feel like it's him guiding me. I think it's their way of telling us that there's hope, that we can do things we never thought possible, and that they live on, and love is what guides that, love and hope.
Should we try the whole thing?
How do you do that?
I see you come nigh, too real for a dream. The brightest candle, the most radiant light. Your voice, I still hear it, the song of a spirit. Are you at peace? Do you have music? If your chair could talk, what would it say if you, since you last used it? By day the cardinals sing outside my window. Is it your song? Would you send a message if I turn the radio on? When hope disappears, how can I find it without you? One universe is broken, has become two. What's it like not to suffer? Here we build a ladder, one rung at a time, full of love for one another, like a stained glass window in the wings of a dove. where shards of grief paint a portrait of love, each color depicting the way that you lived. A broken heart has a love to give. I saw the world through your eyes, shared secrets and dreams. The future opened when you put up a fight. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is how I've described it many times. When you fell, I thought you'd find me so fragile, triggered by the slightest breeze, the smell of fresh cut grass outside my window all day long. I close my eyes and see you there, mowing in the lawn. When hope disappears, how can I find it without you? One universe has broken, has become two. What's it like not to suffer? Here we build a ladder, one rung at a time, full of love for one another. Like a stained glass window in the wings of a dove, where shards of grief paint a picture of love, each color depicting the way that you lived. A broken heart has love to give. Unsaid words, bridges burn. I hope you see how much I've learned. I hope for peace, that your pain is gone. I tell your story and I write this song. In the embrace of your memory, I find strength to live. A broken heart has a love to give. A broken heart has a love to give. A broken heart has love to give. A broken heart has love to give. A broken heart has love to give. Would you sing with us? A broken heart has love to give. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Dario. Thank you, Kirk. Thank you, everyone who helped make this possible.